Hello, my loves. It's Lizanne here from High Vibes Life, and I wanted to talk about some stuff today. First of all, I wanted to share with you, do a little unboxing. So I started to unbox and I thought, oh no, I'm gonna wait and share. Here it is. It's a little gnome. Okay, so I picked this up at Christmas time over at World Market, and it's made in Philadelphia. Chestnut Street. It's called the Running Press, Philadelphia. And I was so excited because I hadn't even taken it out. But then last night I thought, I'm going to do this little gnome. You know, it's getting close to St. Patrick's Day and such. And I thought, and look at him. He's so cute. Okay, let me get him in front of the camera here. And he's just holding some little flowers. He's just so sweet and friendly. And what it is it's a little garden. So, gosh, I'm so excited about this. This is like the little grass that been set up. It's got like this little velvety felt grass lawn, and then it has a wee little garden book. So it's got garden gnome lore, friends and foes of the garden gnome, and gnome sweet gnome. So the story Gnome Sweet Gnome. So it's a little book that I can read with it. And then it has this little background for the grass. See, this little country background. So this is daytime, and this, I believe this is like a nighttime view. So, and then it has little stickers to add to it, which I think is so cute. So I got these little stickers. So I'm so excited to set that up as another little St. Patrick's Day display. I love St. Patrick's Day. It's just such a sweet, fun, energetic holiday, just magically energetic. It feels, there's so much magic in the air with St. Patrick's Day, and I'm probably going to do some more semi-gemstone bracelets for St. Patrick's Day this year, so stay tuned for that. So I have a link, and I'll put it down below, but I have it on my website, and I put it down below most of my videos, in which new clients can call me and hop on a phone call with me, and we can have a conversation, and we can decide if I am somebody that we're compatible, and I'm somebody that can assist you in a situation that you're currently working through. What I'm finding is I'm getting a lot of calls that are related to the video I made on how to live peacefully with a narcissist. And people wanting to know, okay, you know, my spouse is a narcissist, and I don't, know what to do about it. And I'm thankful for your video, but I'm not sure how to handle this situation. I don't know if I should leave him or stay with him. And I was pretty, like, in the video, I feel like it was pretty self-explanatory that way. But I feel like people took that as I'm here to counsel people through narcissism, and that's not what I do. So if you're having situations with a narcissistic companion that you need to work through, my suggestion to you is to seek out a therapist. Somebody that you can talk to that is trained in working with narcissism. Just recently I had somebody that I actually canceled the appointment because I could tell right away they were just, the questions, the way they answered them, they were just frustrated with their narcissistic partner, didn't know what to do. And what I do is I'm a life coach, and specifically I work with women who want to really learn to love and care for themselves, who feel kind of unseen and feel like they have that low-grade depression that they're always struggling with, and just don't feel content and happy with their life overall. I mean, if you live in America, most people in America, I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule, but most people in America, we're blessed. We have clothes, and we have food, and we have, our basic needs met. But that doesn't necessarily mean that people are happy. I went through a deep depression, and I would look around and think, I've got so much, why am I depressed? It would really bother me. But then I realized when I went through this deep depression that what was going on was that I was very insecure still, and I was trying to live for everybody else. And it was directly related because I was abused as a child. I went through a very unstable, abusive childhood. And it affected me deeply, especially because I'm a highly sensitive person. I'm very empathic. So that just compounded the problem. And I just always felt like I was just irreparably damaged. I did not really believe that I could ever be as good as the next person, you know. And when I went through the depression, it was just like got to the place where like I just didn't even want to go on. I was just tired of being here at all. And I knew I needed to have a better attitude, and I didn't want to feel that way. And I just finally started healing. I finally started a healing journey, and it was a difficult journey to go on for me. I did end up getting a therapist that I work with, but I was very proactive, and I wanted to heal so bad that I dove into things very hardcore, and I made things sometimes, there were just certain things that I wanted to be able to accomplish, and sometimes I actually made it worse on myself than helping. But eventually I got to a much healthier place, and today I'm in a much, 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 much healthier place. Much happier, much more content with my life. And I have tons of aspiration and vision for even better. So I am really excited to help other women who not necessarily have been through abuse, but just feel that way, feel kind of depressed, feel kind of like, what do I do next with my life? Like, I don't even really feel that much like living my life. You know, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of struggling with things. And sometimes that can include a narcissistic husband in it. But what I have is a course, a genuine self-love course, where you work through the pivotal steps that I went through. I went through my journaling, my journey, and I identified those pivotal places that actually catapulted me. And I identified steps that I had to go through, things that I had to lay down first, a foundation, and move on step by step by step, incrementally. Like if I didn't have this one thing laid down first, then this next step wasn't going to work to help me move through that. And so I basically blazed a path through this healing of your self-love and your sense of self. And I work with women particularly because I'm a woman and I identify with a woman, and I feel like I don't really understand in a way that I feel like I could be truly helpful males. But I might be wrong about that. Maybe I could help them too. But I just started working with women. I felt more comfortable, felt more like I had the expertise for that. So for those of you who have contacted me because you want to fix your relationships, I am going to be taking classes on coaching for relationships as well. I haven't done that yet. I have been through my own relationship issues, and it's why I was able to write or do the video on narcissism. It's because I have been through some things, and I do understand some things on a deeper level. But I do not feel qualified right now to just be a relationship therapist to anybody, if that's what you're looking for. And I think sometimes people get on here and, you know, let's just be honest, it's free. You know, it's 30 minutes free. Let me hop on there for 30 minutes, see what I can get out of it. That's what I love freebies. You know, I do the same thing. If I can get something, a little bit of something for free. But what you have to realize is when you're calling somebody, a coach or somebody, we make a living on this. And I want to deliver value to you. And I do care about you. But this is our livelihood. And this is what we offer. And we offer the free sessions so that you can get to know us. We can talk about what it is you're trying to work on. And you can see if this is a relationship that could actually be developed between us that would be helpful in catapulting you forward, getting you unstuck in those places that you might feel frustrated in your life over. So I apologize to those of you who have called me or who I've canceled appointments with because of that video, you know, that thought that, you know, I'm going to be this therapist that's going to help them know how to fix their marriage with their spouse. I am going to be talking about a variety of things on this channel. My main focus and aim is high vibes life. It is to help you make the rest of your life the best of your life. That's my main focus on my life, and I'm sharing that with you as I move forward that way. My perspectives are limited, just as limited as anybody else's. I have certain things that I've been through and that I've learned, and I know a pathway to, and I've had other people go through my courses that have done phenomenal with them. So I know that there is definite steps and definite pathways into getting out of feeling insecure, feeling like unimportant, feeling tired of life, and to getting to a place where you truly love yourself, you feel healthy, you feel spiritual. My aim is magical. And for me, I have learned that in order to really stay out of that place of apathy and depression, to stay out of that for the most part, I have to feel like life feels magical. I want to feel alive. I don't want to feel this deadness, this feeling of what's the point, and oh, I don't want to do this again, and yeah, it's a blessing that I'm just doing this over and over and over, and what's the point to life? I don't like that. So to me, life has to be mysterious. Life has to have something exciting to look into. I have to be able to give myself permission to believe things that maybe nobody else believes, to look at things from angles nobody else looks at and maybe people would make fun of me for it, to back out of relationships that maybe everybody thinks I should keep healthy and strong, but to me all it does is drag me down and make me feel like shit. So I'm going to back out of it. There's so many different things that I have to do in order to make life feel magical in this world for me, that I've worked on. I've identified these things. I work on these things. I've become a healthier, happier person. I'm finding things that make me feel alive and make me feel excited about being alive. Does that mean that every single day of my life I never feel down in the dumps? Absolutely not. But compared to where it used to be, that I would wake up in the morning and I'd think, another day. I'd get up and I would have to fight to even have a good attitude or to feel happy or to feel decent. I wasn't even happy. I've gone from there to where I wake up now and my first thought is, what are 3 things I'm thankful for? And getting up, what am I going to do today? And looking at the fun books I have to read, and I'm going to show you this one I just read last night, most of it last night. It's called Wand Lore. I love it. It's so fun. This is a fun book. This is a book that 10 years ago, this would have scared me. Oh my gosh, you don't go into something like this. This is going to ruin you. It's going to ruin your life. It's going to make you evil. It's going to make bad spirits come to you, blah, 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 blah. I've been through a lot of religious transition, a lot of it. I came from my dad was a polygamist, very fundamental Mormon. So, and then I left that, thought that's not it. Got a Bible, read Bible, found a church. They teach the Bible. Went in that for 18 years. Didn't cut my hair. I didn't wear pants, didn't wear makeup, didn't go to dances, didn't do this, didn't do that, because I was holy. I was going to stay holy. And something like this book was a big no-no. You just don't go here. You don't even, in our church, in that church, particularly Halloween. I love Halloween now. It's so magical, so fun. But in church, every year Halloween would come and we were allowed to let our children go. And I say allowed because it was controlling. We had rules and things that we were supposed to go by. To go trick-or-treating, but you couldn't dress like a witch. Don't do that. Make sure it's something like a Disney character or something that doesn't say that it's dark. And I've learned to accept shadow. I've learned to accept that there's contrast for a reason. Without shadow, we wouldn't see anything. Without contrast, we wouldn't be able to define anything. Contrast is there for a reason. And I've learned to dip into things that are fun and mysterious and exciting. And I've learned that my heart is good. and that I am a good person. And this, dipping into this, now if I opened this up and there were things in it that just felt really, didn't feel good to me or resonate with me, I would just get rid of it. I'd be like, ooh, that feels dark and yucky. I don't feel like putting that in my energy. But I didn't find that in this. This was just beautiful to me. This was beautiful. It was about trees and tree spirits, and it's just a beautiful book, you know. So I've learned to make life magical. So my main point of this video, it's not a real, done up video, but my main point is I just wanted to let people know that what I do. I am a life coach. I help women come alive through radical self-love. I love, when I say come alive, here's my dog. He's bumping my thing. He wants me to let him out. Come on. Okay. Let's see. You can see my messy house as it is. See me in the raw. My dog's trying to lead me to the door, so I'll let him out. Okay. Okay. That's my dog, Hunter. Love him. When I say come alive, it's to feel magical, the magical life. And you know what? When you're a child, everybody wants that childhood feeling back. And maybe even if you had a rotten childhood, but it's the feeling of that mystery and magic of life and being excited to get out of bed. Children jump out of bed. They're so excited and they're just constantly. And it's because their minds are not bogged down with, oh my gosh, that's bad. And as soon as they start getting like that, you need to fear that and you need to stay away from that, blah, 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 and everything becomes bad and wrong and stay away from this. That starts to dissipate and take away from their love for life and being alive and experiencing this life. And yes, children need guidance. So I'm not saying we don't guide children, but all I'm saying is we all long for that beautiful feeling of what it felt like to go out in the woods and pretend, you were pirates or, fairies or whatever, what it felt like to pretend to have the whole world at your disposal for imagination and play and magic and to just be here to experience a beautiful life. And that's what I want for the rest of my life. I want to feel the magic of life. And that is the biggest aim I have in working with my clients, is to bring them to that place of apathy, to a place of feeling completely magical and passionate about being alive again. And it's a process and it's a journey and it doesn't happen overnight. But the very first thing that I know that you cannot get there without is a really strong foundation of radical self-love. That needs to be firm, because without that, every other effort is weakened. It's just weakened and it's not going to deliver the way we want it to. Anyways, I think that's all I have. I'm drinking some tea. You know what I'm doing right now? So I'm just being me and talking. I'm chatting with you today, okay? This is just a chat. And I can do these lives, but what I found is with the lives is that they don't record very well. And half the time, people aren't there. And I just try to keep it simple. So anyways, I'm drinking this tea and I got lipstick on it because I put lipstick on today. But it is a liver detox tea. So what I'm working on right now in my own life and in my own path is my health. So I am overweight. And it's not because, yeah, I do want to look good. Everybody wants to look good. But it's not just that. I want to feel healthy. And so I've developed, adult onset type 2 diabetes. And I have high blood pressure. I'm on 4 different medications right now. And I've always been a kind of a healthier person, but obviously not healthy enough, right? And so as I'm getting older, okay, so I turned 52 in January. I'm a Capricorn with a Pisces and a moon sign in Pisces. And I'm an INFJ personality type, telling you a little bit about myself, and I'm working on my health. That's one of my big major goals for 2020 is to bring myself to a place of health that feels better than I've ever felt, even, when I was young. So that's where I really want to be. And to me, that's not just about, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and work out and I'm going to, you know, eat perfectly and all that stuff. To me, it's about really feeling into it and really discovering what works for my life. It's about de-stressing and decompressing. It's about finding what makes me come alive. It's about listening to my body, and when I'm hungry, listening to what the real hunger is. You know, am I really thirsty? And I mean, I pretty much know hunger. I've dealt with hunger my entire life. It's probably one of my biggest issues why I have weight, is because we were very poor when I was growing up, and a lot of times I was hungry. I just remember being hungry all the time. So hunger is a trigger for me. So that's what I'm working on right now, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I think that's it. I've got my little incense going here. I put my crystal bracelets on. I go in. This is another book I love right here. This is a really good book on crystals. I have a few of them, but I have one that's actually like an encyclopedia that shows the pictures of them. This one doesn't show the pictures, but it tells about all the different crystals. It's called Love is in the Earth. And oh my gosh, it's by Melody. It says Melody. Let me see. I should know my authors, huh? I'm not really good about that. A reference book describing the metaphysical properties of the mineral kingdom. And this is a 1999 printing. So the original printing was 1995. And it just says Melody. I don't know why she didn't put more of her name on it. I can't find it. Anyways, there's the author if you want to see a picture of her. I love this book. So I've gone through all the stones that I have, and I make gemstone bracelets and sell them every once in a while. And I make them with a lot of intention and love. I put a lot of good vibes into them, and good energy in them, and intention for them. And I love them, and I wear them a lot. And matter of fact, I'll show you this. This is the one I made for St. Patrick's Day last year. This is the one I said with the smoky quartz. So this is the peridot. This is the smoky quartz. This is the jade and peridot. Peridot, I think is how you say it. And then, yeah, smoky quartz, peridot, and jade. And I'm missing one. Oh, adventuring. So those adventuring, peridot, are all of them are increased money, luck. It was all for, I made it last year and I sold these. These sold out fast. So I made those. I've made this one here. This is my Dragon's Fire bracelet, gemstone bracelet. And so this one is for, you know, just rockin' life. Basically, it is a fire sign, basically. Tiger's Eye is Capricorn, is a Capricorn stone. And it's very protective. Carnelian and citrine are so high vibe. Citrine is, I think everybody should have citrine. Here's citrine in a more raw form here. And citrine is such a beautiful, like citrine doesn't even have to be cleansed because it's got such a high vibe. It actually cleanses the other stones it's with. And carnelian is the get it done, you know, when you're in business and you're working with people. It's the confidence stone. It's the get it done stone. They're all very high vibe. They all have a lot of sunshine and earthiness into it. I'm an earth sign. I love earthy things. That's why I love the wand lore, because it goes about trees and talking to trees. And I don't know, it's just a beautiful book. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. That's part of my life. And every once in a while, I just thought I'm going to pop in here and do a video to just say, hey, this is what's going on in my life. Hope you've enjoyed it, because I don't do lives. This is kind of my little live thing. If you have any questions about anything that I have brought or said, I'd love to hear your questions. Or if there's anything that maybe you want to pick my brain on and see my perspective on something, please let me know in the comments. And if it is something that I feel like I could address, then I would be more than willing to do a video on it. And if you want to hop on the phone with me, there's a link below, and we could talk for 30 minutes and decide whether or not we would work well together. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by and listening to me.